Hey there lifters, welcome back to the Strong Mind videos where we don't just lift weights, we lift our minds too. Today we're talking about goals because, let's be honest, most people don't go into the gym with a clear plan on what they want to do. So you want to get stronger? That's great. How strong? And when? And what's your plan to get there? So what we're going to do today is give you a brief overview of SMART goals, which will actually get you the results that you're looking for. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. Let's get going. All right, guys, step one is going to be making your goals more specific. Going into the gym and saying, I want to squat more is just like saying, I want to be rich. It sounds really great, but how are you going to get there? If you don't have that plan, you're never going to be rich, just like you're never going to be stronger. So what I want you to do really quickly is think of your squat goal, for instance. Instead of saying, I want to squat more, maybe say something like, I want to squat 405 pounds within the next 12 weeks. That gives us a little bit more direction and opportunities to make specific goals to help us plan out our training. All right, so now we've got direction, and that's mind lifting, training your brain just like your body. Go ahead and take a second and see if you can make your goals more specific before we go to step two. All right, guys, now that you've practiced step one, we're going to move on to step two, which is measure it or forget it. If you can't track it, how do you know you're progressing? How do you know you're improving? Your goal should have numbers, reps, sets, and a timeline. You basically want to give yourself as many touch points of measurements as you can, as is applicable to your goal. So for example, I want to add 30 pounds to my bench press in 12 weeks by increasing my volume and working on my technique. That's mind lifting. It's a clear plan and not just guesswork. All right, take another couple seconds and refine your step one even further with different measurement touch points. Okay guys, so you've practiced step one and step two, so we're moving on to step three, which is keep it realistic, no ego lifting. All right, I get it. You saw a video of somebody deadlifting 800 pounds and you're motivated. You want to be next. You want to get that 800-pound deadlift. Makes sense, right? We're in the sport where that is necessary. But let's be real. If your current deadlift is 225 pounds and setting a 600-pound deadlift goal in the next 3 months is not realistic. We need to make sure that our goals are realistic, or else we're never going to get them and we're going to become overwhelmed and maybe even a little bit worried, trying to get these goals. All right. So your goal should always challenge you, but it shouldn't set you up for failure. Take a second and review your goals that you've started in step one and two and make sure that they're realistic. Is this something that you can do in this time frame? And if you're not sure, reach out to a strength coach or a powerlifting coach who has experience working with lifters in this. All right, guys, so you worked on steps 1, 2, and 3 so far, and we're going to move it into step 4, which is make it relevant to your training. If you're training for a powerlifting meet, you don't need to be working on bicep curls every session in front of the mirror, right? That's like saying that I'm going to prep for a marathon by doing a bunch of karaoke. It's not relevant. Yes, is our accessory work important? Absolutely, we need that to keep our body balanced and to keep us from getting injured. But you want to make sure that your training aligns with your actual goals, all right? If you're prepping for a meet, your goals need to focus on the events that you're going to be doing and the technique and accessories that are build those main events up, all right? You don't need to be lifting heavy for Instagram. So take a second, further refine your goals using the relevancy and make sure that what you're planning to do actually fits with your overall goal. All right, I'll wait. All right, guys, I hope you've had fun doing steps 1 through 4, and we're going to move right along into our final step, which is step 5, setting a deadline. No deadline equals no urgency, which equals no progress. Saying I want to lift 500 pounds Sunday doesn't get you anywhere. It's a nice thought, but saying I will hit a 500-pound deadlift in the next 16 weeks makes it real. And since you've already made sure that our goals are relevant and attainable, this is a perfect time to give yourself a time frame that fits into that attainable block. All right, treat it like you're paying rent. You don't just hope that you'll have it, you know exactly when it's due. And this is the same way we want to do our goals. Set that deadline so we know when it's due. All right, lifters, so you've practiced steps 1 through 5 so far, and I want to put it all together for you. So as a recap, SMART goals consist of S, specific, what is it exactly that you want to achieve? M, for measurable, how are you going to measure your progress or let you know what needs to change? A is attainable or achievable. Is your goal attainable for what you can do now? R is for relevant. Is your training or is your goal fitting your powerlifting training or your goal for powerlifting? And then T is time-based. When will you get this goal done by? That way we develop that sense of urgency. All right, and that's all mind lifting is. It's thinking strategically so you can train effectively. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down your goals that you just created and drop it into the comments below, and I'll take a look at them and see if I can help you out with it. And if this did help you, please hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos on powerlifting, mental strength, and training smarter. All right, guys, stay strong, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.